All right.
Oh, that's not the one I want. Damn
I'm
it.
here. What are we doing? Where are we at? Why are we doing it? Hello?
Oh, that's not the one I want either.
Oh, sweet
I
Jesus.
lost my music.
Figure it out.
We're live, by the way.
Oh, well, that would have been nice to know about 4 minutes ago.
Ugh, that's not
That's
the
all right.
one
No
either.
reason here, so they didn't know that we were acting like an asshole. Oh, we got somebody in here now. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Hey, Chris. What's going on, Chris?
Pablo Escobar's brother. Just kidding. Bam, where you been? Haven't seen you in a while.
That's because your ass was working all the time. And then by the time you get off work, my ass is in bed.
Yeah.
So
that other job of yours is history. They never called you back or tried to get you back, or it ended when you said it ended.
Yeah.
The way you said it ended.
Yeah. You have to be your age to remember that. I have to be my age to remember that.
To remember.
Remember what?
You're talking about Pablo Escobar? Hi, Maria.
What's up, Maria? Oh, that takes me back to the Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? No, you're not a problem, Maria.
I thought you were going to say Maria from West Side Story.
And you know, when they redid the West Side Story, I watched 3 minutes of it and I had to turn it off. The worst remake ever.
It already disappeared. People don't even remember that they made a remake. That's how horrible it was.
Yeah, I mean it was rotten. And that's
you
one
saw
that
3
you
minutes of
take
it.
tomatoes to the theater and throw it at the screen.
If you saw 3 minutes of it, I saw 1 minute of it, and I knew. I mean, I knew instantly. Yeah, that's gonna suck. So I didn't waste my time.
Maria says you can't solve her problem. I like it. I like it. Yeah, that was definitely a movie that you needed to throw Rotten Tomatoes at the screen.
And I keep saying it. Some movies just don't need to be remade. It's like, leave them alone.
You cannot improve on perfection on some movies. That was one of them.
Hey, Deborah, welcome.
Hello, Kelly.
What up, Kelly? Yeah, you know, I don't know. Not to keep beating a dead horse, but it's like if you can't be creative and come up with new movies, fresh ideas, remakes are not always the way to go.
So, you know how we've talked about in the past of like a series in a movie.
Okay.
You know, like a continuance.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to the Will Smith continuance of I Am Legend.
There's going to be a continuance? I'm changing this music because it's a pain.
Chapter 2.
There is a chapter 2.
There is a chapter 2.
Oh.
I don't know when it comes out. I don't know if it's in filming right now or if it's in post-production. I don't know. But I keep seeing a I Am Legend chapter 2.
Now, is this a rumor or this is already out
well,
there?
It's like I see the what do you call it? The movie poster.
Hey, Dee Dee. Hey, Jackie. Jackie Gerard's in the house.
So
I mean that might be. I think people. Okay. So when Will Smith,
okay.
When Will Smith had that episode where he went up and smacked Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Remember that whole mess?
Epic slap. Epic.
The slap heard around the world, they said.
Yeah.
And have you seen Chris Rock on Netflix?
Not since the slap, but supposedly he's starting to talk about it now. And
oh my goodness! Oh, he went in on Will Smith and the wife. What's her name? Pinkett
Jada?
something.
Jada
That's
Pinkett
it.
Smith.
Yeah.
I like her.
And I know Netflix cut some of it out. I hope they didn't cut the good part out. Yeah, so people will want to watch it because Will Smith, he did that, and now he was in the middle of making a movie, obviously, and now that movie's coming out, so they're gonna want to watch. Top
Yeah.
publicity.
Absolutely. So yeah, I've been laying low. My friend treated me to a mani-pedi and lunch the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Definitely needed the patty, and she's like, "You're getting a mani." I'm like, "I don't need a mani." She goes, "Everybody needs a mani." Ha! We have one in the room with us. Ha!
We got what in the room? What are you talking about?
A mani.
Oh, yes. Different kind of Manny.
Different.
So that means, did you put color on your nails? Because I see
I did black, like my soul.
Black, so dark.
Like my soul.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You got obviously the visible nail polish on your fingers. Do
Yep.
any of the kids give you crap about that, or question you, or say anything about that?
No. Last year when I did it, a lot of my kids go, "Oh, I like your nails," and these were like my little kids.
Mm.
My middle school kids, my high school kids. I mean, most of them were their nails painted anyway.
So black, would that be considered
Gothic?
Goth?
Yeah.
Goth.
Yeah.
So let's talk
buttons.
a little bit of current events here.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure you heard.
Maybe I did.
Daddy Trump has been indicted.
Yes, I have heard that. And I still can't wait for the mugshot to start hitting T-shirts and hats. I'll buy one. Even though I can't afford one, I'll buy one.
Do you think he's going to come out with a great, huge smile?
You don't know in Trump. Does the man ever smile? I mean, does he ever really smile? Probably, when he opens up his checkbook and he goes, "Oh, look, honey, we made another $2 million.
Yeah.
That's about the only time he smiles.
But I think he'll give some kind of a wicked look on his face.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Kind of as a FU to, those against him, right?
Yeah, and the news, the hateful news, like the CNNs and the fake news, they are just eating this shit up, and they're like, "Yes, finally, he's getting arrested, he's getting prosecuted, his ass is going to go to prison." And then, of course, half the country is right along with them, too, because they eat that shit, hook, line, and sinker. I mean, can't you just leave your opinion out of the news and give us the facts and let us make up our own goddamn mind?
And it's going to be pretty, they got the streets blocked off in New York.
Oh, yeah.
People are driving in, being bussed in. I mean, it's going to be...
It's going to be a big to-do process tomorrow. And is it going to be more supporters or more supporting the guy prosecuting? I mean, is it going to be more supporters for Trump or more haters for Trump?
I'll bet it's supporters. And it's not going to be as climatic. Climatic? Is it right? Anticlimactic.
I don't know. Yeah. Do we really want a climax here?
It's going to be anticlimactic
here.
Because they're not going to handcuff him. They're not going to make him do the perp walk. Although that's what the Democrats want.
And I kind of wish they would, because Trump would make millions in donations off of that if they did that. I kind of want to see him handcuffed, because I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I get arrested, I'd be handcuffed. What's the fucking difference here? Oh, he was president. Okay, so what? He's a multimillionaire. Okay, so what? You got arrested.
There's some kind of a
privilege
because he has a Secret Service detail that prevents him from being restrained for his safety.
Well, and then is the intake officer going to take the word of the Secret Service agent going, "Oh, we strip searched him already"?
Oh, no, they're probably going to frisk him and all that. And,
Well, Trump has a license to carry a gun in every state.
Speaking of the right to carry a gun, Governor DeSantis of Florida, he just signed the carry without a permit, concealed carry without a permit in Florida.
That is scary. You know how many felons are going to be running around in Florida now with guns?
Yeah, but felons can't get a license to carry a gun in the first place.
Obviously, you don't need it now.
No, you do. You still need to be licensed. You still got to legally be able to carry a gun. You see the difference?
They're still going to be carrying, just like they are in every other state.
But they're carrying already, so...
So as long as we're on the gun topic, me and this lady got in a heated discussion.
Hi, Paige.
One of my coworkers about the Nashville school shooting. Was it Nashville?
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, all guns just need to be banned. Nobody needs to have a gun." I'm like, "Well, why do you say that?" Well, all the school shootings, all the mass shootings. I'm like, so you think guns kill people? Absolutely. Okay, so by your way of thinking, we have to get rid of guns because they kill people. Mm-hmm. Okay. Guns are a tool people use. People use this tool to do things with, rotten things like kill people. Wait a second now. Let me continue here. Cars kill people. Airplanes kill people. Trains kill people. Semis kill people.
Machetes kill people.
So your way of thinking, guns kill people. Well, we need to get rid of trains, cars, airplanes, everything because they kill people. Well, no, we can't do that. Well, why do we have to get rid of a gun? Because it's a tool. Same way a car is, a plane is, everything. It is a tool people use. Do they use it the right way? 98% of everybody does, yes.
This little block of aluminum, it's got sharp edges.
That could kill a person.
Yeah, you fling this to somebody's head, you're gonna give them a concussion. So are we supposed to ban remote controls?
So
aluminum ones?
By our 45-minute heated discussion we had, I think she finally seen either that or she was just done arguing with me because I blew her whatever she was thinking out of the damn water.
Yeah, you can't. It's not the gun itself. And then you got one of the guys from. They were interviewing people from the Robb Elementary School shooting in Texas last year.
Yeah. And
one guy's like, "Nobody needs an AR-15. You don't need an AR-15. You don't need it." And I'm like, "Fool, man, whose business is it what somebody wants to buy?"
Exactly.
If you buy a Hyundai, you don't see me complaining. You should buy an American car, right? No. Well, whatever.
I mean,
it's none of my business.
Do I think people need an assault rifle? That's not my I don't care what they buy. It's their money. Buy whatever the hell you want to buy.
It's a hobby. People shoot. They target practice and they go to the range and shoot cans or milk cartons or whatever. Whatever happened to a good fist fight back then? That's the way I used to fight.
Right, Ben?
A fist fight, maybe a piece of wood or a pipe or chains, maybe.
Bat, like they did in West Side Story, bats and chains.
Yeah. And then the occasional switchblade.
Oh yeah. Oh, right? and then you switch to the dance off.
To the what?
The dance off.
Oh, the dance. Yeah. So you go from about to hit him over the head with a pipe to breakdancing, basically.
Yeah.
And then you finish the fight that way. See?
Absolutely.
And that's true. This is, you know why? You know why people are not fist fighting anymore? Because nobody wants to bleed. Nobody wants to feel pain. They're afraid of getting hit.
Well, they don't want to feel pain, but what do you think a gun's going to do to somebody? That's going to be pretty fucking painful if you get hit.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. But about forks, there's at least 12 years that are unalived that use.
Look out! I'm going to fork you!
How do you unalive yourself with a fork?
Swallow it? I don't know.
poke your eyeball out, or do you?
That's not going to unalive you.
It'll blind you. Is what that'll do.
Well, yeah, that'd be pretty painful too.
If they had the guns allowed in Glasgow, would be a nightmare. Yeah, well, now you're talking about people in Glasgow. That's a whole different situation over there. I mean, over there, you're talking about people like, don't people like explosives over there? Like to blow up shit? Bombs and stuff. You have a lot of creative bomb makers over there. Bomb makers. Is that what you call them? Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, there's no reason. There are reasons for using a gun, but when it's tragic, it's heartbreaking. But it's not the gun, right?
Yeah. I mean, because first off, the tool was not used for its intention. And I mean, what is it intended to do? Protect, get dinner on the table. I mean, what else was it used? Target practice, entertainment. I mean, it's not meant to. Well, I guess it is kind of meant to kill people if the U.S. Army buys it and shoots and goes to war with it, like Ukraine and Russia.
But any kind of, even guns made for target practice or target shooting are made a little different than a 38 special or whatever.
Oh yeah, they have guns for skeet shooting or
yeah, but they can still kill people. If you shoot
absolutely.
somebody in the head, you're going to kill them. So
they wouldn't have a head left.
It's not the tool; it's the person holding the tool that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of your mental issues come from.
When I was growing up back in Aurora, Dan, that's up in your neck of the woods, kind of, Bam.
Yep.
Yeah, Ben's from Chicago, in case you didn't know. He's from the Chicago area, not from Chicago proper. At least I don't think you are, right, Ben?
Well, Aurora is a burb.
In the 70s, it was all fistfights. I know. I remember freaking 7th grade. They want to meet you up behind the school after school. Stuff like that. That happened. And then you got there, and then you yelled at each other, and then nothing
Somebody
happened.
went home with a black eye and a bloody nose and a fat lip. And
yeah, or that happened. And that was it.
A week later, you were best friends.
Yes. That's what happened. No forks are used as weapons. I don't know.
I use a fork as a weapon. I stick my steak with it, make sure damn thing's done before I eat it.
You put a plate of beef in front of me and you try to take it from me, I'll use that fork as a weapon.
I stab your hand.
Hey, Charlene.
Hey, Charlene.
Naya's in the house.
What's going on?
A lot of these people, they know they're going to do something, but don't report it until they do damage.
Well, and I just find this hilarious. I mean, I got to go back to this Nashville shooting and this the shooter. I don't know her name. Don't care to know her name. Don't want to give her recognition from saying her name. But I love the fact that, okay, so she identifies as a man. But I love the fact that Fox News is calling her a her.
Oh.
And that she did this and she did that. I love the fact that they can give a rat's ass about what she identifies as.
I wanted to see the actual moment when everybody was calling the shooter a man. All of a sudden, they found out, what? What? It's a trans person? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it was a trans person.
Yeah.
Female to male. I don't know if it was officially a trans person, because I know some people are using the word trans, but they're not really trans. They just cross-dress or dress up once a week or something. Right, transvestite. So different trans.
Yeah.
Tranny? I don't know. Tran-V? I don't know. So regardless, it doesn't matter who it is. It matters what's in their head. And if it's not a gun, it's going to be a shotgun. If it's not a shotgun, it's going to be a knife or a stabbing or something, Look what happened in London. In England, they banned guns. So what happened? There was a rash of stabbings. There were people stabbing each other with machetes this big. That's a real thing.
Yeah. There are, and even the bobbies don't carry guns. They carry batons. But there is some, I think the only police over there that can carry a gun are detectives, and they have to have permission to even have them on their person.
Yeah, the Bobbies. If you don't know, Bobbies are the police officers in
with the
in
cute
London.
little hats.
The black hats. Maybe you remember Austin Powers?
Yeah. But I gotta
hey.
say that this woman that did this mass shooting in Nashville, her assault rifles were not assault rifles. They were 9mm guns made to look like an assault rifle. So pretty much all it is a 9mm handgun extension.
Made to look scary to some people. Yeah. So the gun is this big, and then everything around it is like this long.
Yeah.
And it's, of course,
and
they're
pretty
going to
much
call
all
it
you're going to get out of it
rifle.
is a couple more 100 feet out of distance from your bullet or projectile that it's coming out of the firearm.
And of course, they're going to call it assault weapon, or now they're saying assault style weapon.
Yeah. That doesn't even fit what it was.
Did you see that video, by the way? The body cam video of that?
I have.
Yeah. I showed the video. I had it. I put it up right away. That was impressive. The way they went room by room, clearing the room. And they were in a hurry. They were not like...
Oh, yeah. They weren't
taking their time about it. No.
Yeah, no.
And they went room by room. Then they went upstairs. Then you heard the gunshots, and they knew where it was coming from. And
I think a lot of law enforcement agencies learned a lot from Uvalde.
I just remember there was this one. I don't know if it was in the hallway. No, or before they went upstairs. One of the officers had to, because everybody's got a designated position, right?
Yeah.
Some guys are the ones that go in front and bust the door open and go inside first. And the other guys are the ones behind them with the high-powered machine equipment or whatever. And there was one guy, the cop grabbed his shoulder and said, go ahead, you go first. you go.
And the guy that volunteers to go first, he's the one that he's going to divorce his wife, but he's already got it all planned out. He has no life insurance. He has nothing in savings. The house is mortgaged to the hills. And if he dies, the wife gets nothing. So he's the one volunteering to go through that door first.
Right. So I got a little bit of a chuckle there because obviously, they're scared, right?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be?
Right.
But the guy behind him was like, it's okay, you go. Like telling him you're supposed to. This is your job right there. And, but they did very freaking well. Hi, Irma. They did very well.
Hello,
I was
Irma.
impressed.
Domingo, you would be correct. I mean, 14 minutes is very acceptable versus over an hour at Uvalde.
Been carrying a weapon daily since the late 80s. It's never unholstered itself to injure, maim, or end anyone. It's ridiculous that the country demonizes the weapon, but not the mental illness. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Felicia!
I've seen a picture of her, and she was a pretty girl. She was? I just saw the picture when she was, shot on the floor. When her pronouns became was and were or whatever.
Wait a minute, is was and were, are they pronouns? I mean, seriously, I did not understand pronouns when I was in high school and they were trying to teach them to me.
And that meme, did you see the meme that came out about the trans and she's laying, her body's on the floor and they're saying pronouns, was, were, or whatever, was and has or has been or whatever.
Here's a pronoun for you, Dad.
Hi, Maria. Welcome. There is no reason to take life of a child. I don't know who. Nobody in their right mind would do that. So obviously, these people are not in their right minds.
You think?
If you can shoot a kid, then something's fucking wrong with you.
If you can do anything to a kid, something's fucking wrong with you.
I was watching something very strange. I actually turned it off. This female was wanting to marry her dog. Female. I was like, oh no, that's
I remember a couple years ago, 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, there was this woman in the UK. She married her chandelier.
Chandelier.
She married her chandelier. and the state or the country or the city, whatever, allowed it. And I'm sitting there going, okay, well, obviously this woman needs to have her head examined. The judge needs to have his head examined, and maybe the chandelier should have its head examined too, because this just isn't right.
What happened to our society that, I mean, we're going to get into a whole other topic in just a second here. Biden is focused on tranny all week versus focusing on the mental health issues that seem to be a common thread of the people that commit the mass shooting crimes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody wants to talk about that. But what happened to our society that, who are the people that are trying to say being masculine is a bad thing?
I don't know. The leftists, the woke generation, the senile generation. Well, because if you're woke, you're senile, in my book.
Domingo, the difference with what happened at Uvalde and
people were clueless.
Hang on, let me change this. Let me put something else on. Let me lose my train of thought here. Okay. The difference between Uvalde, Texas, and Nashville, Tennessee, was that the shooter in Uvalde, Texas, was done doing all his shooting, but before the police even got there. I mean, all the damage was done. And then the police arrived. It took, however long it took. What do we say it took 12 minutes or something like that? Or I can't remember.
I think it was like 12, 14 minutes, something.
We played the video. We were doing a play-by-play, Bam and myself. And all the shooting was done. The killing, or whatever you want to call it, the massacre was done. So dude was just hiding out in the closet or something like that. So instead of going room to room checking, which they were afraid to do, they said they didn't have the gear to protect themselves. That's why they didn't go. Like the guys did in Nashville. In Nashville, the girl, the guy, whatever, kept shooting. And when they got nearby, you can hear the shooting. And that's why they were able to engage right there.
But if you know you're going to a call for an active shooter, once you get there, first thing you do is open up your damn trunk, put on your bulletproof vest, whatever you got to put on. You have it with you. Why you didn't put it on? It'd be like, okay, yeah, granted, nobody wants to be the first one through where you could possibly get shot. Nobody wants that. But motherfucker, that's your job.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do your job, you need to find a different line. I mean, your job is to put your life on the fucking line for others. That's your job.
Yeah, I know it's easy to be an armchair quarterback, but there should have been a couple of SWAT dudes or a whole team of them or whatever that went into every door and just ended it. Even though, like I said, the massacre had already been done. The damage was done already. The shooter changed. Okay, there's some kind of conspiracy theory about, the shooter changed her shoes because there's a photograph showing in one frame where she's coming into a door and the shoes are a different color. I think that's just an optical illusion because she was by a window when she was laying down dead there after they got her. I don't think it was two different pairs of shoes. I just think it's a optical illusion and lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, either that or you're really have some serious mental issues. Take your hiking boots off and put your rainbow shoes on or whatever. I mean, you got some serious mental issues to change shoes in the middle of doing something this horrific.
Yeah, that's true too. Hey, Felicia. Janine, what up?
Hi, Janine.
They show a picture of her on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. I saw her. She wasn't an ugly girl, I guess, but people say that gender dysphoria isn't a real thing, but I believe it is a real thing. That's when they're confused in their head. they believe they want to be a woman, or they feel like a woman, or man, if you go the other way.
Man, I feel like a woman.
And I think it's a real thing, and I think it's a mental issue that needs to be the answer. The solution to it isn't always, oh, go get a sex change your gender, change your whatever, snip your parts, or that's not the answer.
Oh, and that's what these doctors today, years ago, in order for you to want to do a gender reassignment surgery, you had to go through years of therapy with a shrink, a psychologist. Yeah. Nowadays, the doctor goes, oh, you were meant to be a man, so you need to be a man. So let's go ahead and take care of that for you right away. There's no preparing of the mind for it. There's no living. And I think he even had to live like 2 years as your wanted to be gender before you could even have the surgery. And it's like, you can't, there's none of that anymore. Now it's like, oh, it's instant. And nowadays doctors are telling kids what they are.
Right. And just, go ahead and give
them what that kid is.
Give them hormone blockers at age 6. Like, what?
These doctors are fucking people's minds up, and then you end up in I'm not saying that all situations this is going to happen in every case, but here's probably one case where it happened.
Hey, Nadia. Yeah, and you've got so many people now that are detransitioning or wish they didn't transition. Yeah. Now they're trying to reverse and go back to normal. And now you got a female, a girl, who's got no breasts because she had a double mastectomy to get rid of them. And now years later, she's like, I actually want my breasts. I actually feel like a girl, not a guy.
Yeah, I want my boobs back. And guys, if you get your penis cut off to turn it into a china closet, there ain't no going back. It ain't coming back. And if it does come back, it ain't working like it did.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if it's the, there used to be I call them a breed. No disrespect intended. Feminists. Feminism used to be one thing. And then the feminazis came out. And they were real hardcore man-haters and stuff. And then it turned into a different kind of feminism. I don't even know what to call it. Maybe there's probably a term for it. But now they're trying to, the masculine guy smoking a cigarette with a beard. Now they're trying to say, that's toxic. He's a toxic man. Or because he gets angry, they call him toxic. It's like, who's doing it? Who are the people behind this? It's like they're trying to feminize the entire male population. And for what?
There's nothing wrong with men getting in touch with their feminine side and being more aware of their feminine side. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a man. A man's man. Not a goddamn thing wrong with it.
And I'm going to say there's nothing if there are people out there who do believe that maybe they were born in the wrong body and they're truly happy if they switch over and whatever. That's your business.
But when you force it on a 4-year-old and you expect this 4-year-old on day one of like kindergarten or first grade, well, I want you to write an essay and tell me what gender you are. What?
Right? I'd be like, what does gender mean? What the hell is that? Why?
I mean, the only thing you need to know about that thing in your pants is you pee out of it at that age. That's it. Nobody's supposed to touch it.
Nadia, I'm going to beg to differ. It's some kind of illusion. I don't think she changed her shoes. And even if she did change her shoes, it's an issue.
The lights are on, but nobody's home situation.
Yeah. But the shoes look the same. I don't think she changed her shoes. Did she have time to change her shoes? They didn't say they found an extra pair of shoes anywhere. I haven't heard that in any report.
Have they released the dossier yet?
It's FF What's FF? No, it's different shoes. It's fact, something fact or something. Fuck that. I don't know.
Have a good night, Maria.
Oh yeah. Paul's a true fan of The Voice. I think that's one of those singing contest.
Yeah, it is.
Contest shows or something.
Last year, Blake Shelton's on.
True Bam here in Scotland, they have to go through therapy. And that's how it used to be here.
Yeah.
First of all, you had to be at least 18 years old. And then you had to go through all this psychological, just like Bill Bam said, you had to go all kind of counseling. And then you had to attempt to live as a woman for like 2 or 3 years straight before they would even consider any kind of surgery. So what the heck happened? Good night. Oh, we are born a boy or girl, and it's crazy that doctors can change you. It's crazy that the parents are letting doctors change kids. It's like, what the heck is up with the parents?
I can't remember what state it is, but they just made it a law, and I can't remember which state it is, that a parent can be arrested and imprisoned if they do not support their child's transgenderism.
Yeah, see, I'd leave that country immediately.
Country, it's a state.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, a girly man.
A girly man.
A girly man. I want to be a bird and fly away. I know, right? There are two types of Vans styles. Oh, well, I know there are Vans, but really? You think she had a second pair of shoes? What? Was one of them the Van logo like rainbow colored, right? Isn't that what I saw? I think that's what I saw. Hey, Oscar, when I was a cop in the U.S. Air Force, I guarded nuclear weapons in England and was ready to shoot. That's no joke. You try to break into there, you're going down.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. The her was being seen for mental issues. I don't know. Maybe not with the right doctors. Oh, she's saying goodnight to some people in the room.
Oh, I thought she was. Well, she said goodnight from Scotland. I thought she was going to bed.
The shooter's getting a pass by LGBT. Of course they are.
Of course she is. Of course she is. So that makes it all right. Because the alphabet community accepts her and accepts what she did and killed these 9 people. And it's okay because she's transgender and she has a little psychiatric issue going on.
Yeah, she's a victim.
It's okay.
She's a victim.
No, it's not fucking okay.
I heard the LGBTQ is giving women born with a womb a name of your own simply because we can birth children. Is giving women born with a womb. Well, it's like they're not calling them women anymore. They're saying, what are they saying? People who give birth instead of saying woman.
They are birthing parents. Is that what they're calling them?
I remember the phrase "people who can give birth," birthing people. There you go, Paige. Like, what's up with that? You know, the people that allow that to happen and just...
You know, what we need to do is take our country back from the woke generation and force the woke people back to sleep so we can have a normal country again.
Hey, Lavina. Oh, Lavina's missed you, man. That's for sure. She's always asking about you.
I'm here.
Hey, Stephanie, why everyone paying attention to Trump shooting and train derailments? A lot of countries does not recognize our U.S. currency. Central bank telling us how to spend our money. Hope you're ready for what's coming. Banks are failing every day. We are in deep shit. Something is definitely happening. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, America eventually, I think, within the next 2 to 5 years, our currency is not going to be the world's #1 currency, and when that happens, we're in for a lot of hurt. We are in for a lot of hurt.
I believe I believe it's all the parents' fault. Nowadays, the parent gets mad at their child, says pinche huerco, and boom, there he goes. You can't get mad at your kid because CPS will come and take your kid away. Because the child now can call CPS and report his own parents. Man, that'd
My
be
mommy
the last
won't
time
accept me because I want to be a little girl and I'm a little boy.
That's the last time that kid would hold the phone. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, a little of this, a little of that, a little of that. We went from the Nashville shooting to Uvalde to Trump indictment to now we're back to trans and transitioning little kids
And wokeism.
People being woke. Yep. They're changing everything through control. It's all wrong. Why is it okay that a her, she, them shot children, but LGBTQ club in Florida, they're all up in arms, as we all should be. It's not okay to take any life. Yeah, it's not okay.
Because the guy that shut that club up in Orlando was a hater of homosexuals. That's why they did not accept him. They hated that guy. It's one of their own. And I think, to my knowledge, this is the very first trans mass shooter.
Like actual trans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, this is the very first. So, and
because
obviously
the others
some mental
have been,
issues.
There have been others, but they identify as whatever they identified as. But they were not true trans in the, in the actual definition, or I guess whatever that means. I'm confused.
I guess that's why the alphabet community accepts this person and forgives her for what she has done. Well, that's fine and dandy, but there's only one being that can forgive and forget.
Oh, I saw a clip, a reel of a trans woman saying, well, we were made in her image. And she not that anybody knows, but for the history that I can remember since I've been alive, God was always a male for some reason.
Yep.
And she said that she was made in her image. And I was like, and that got me to thinking. I was like, she's not necessarily wrong because we really don't know.
But in every Bible that I've ever read, and I'm not including the Mormon one, but your every Christian Bible, God, they say God. God is a man. If it was a woman, it would be a goddess. So
That's
the
true.
oldest book in the world known to man says God is a man because they use the word God.
Goddess, huh? So God is a man then. God's a male. Although nobody has seen God.
Well, no, Moses has.
I don't know if
Burning
he saw
Bush
him.
has.
I think he heard him. He heard a
Burning
voice.
Bush has.
Well, the burning bush is not a person.
Jesus has.
Has he really though?
Mary has, because she got pregnant.
It doesn't mean she saw God though. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think anybody has seen God. They've heard from him or her.
To him.
Michigan State came out with a new list of what you cannot call people.
Oh. I'd like to see that list because I guarantee I call people that every fucking day.
I'm sure. 2 women in U.S. history. Shooters, you mean? Either way, it's unacceptable, or should I say she was the second woman in U.S. history who has done this. Who was the first? It's happening now. Recognize our currency, Kenya, and a bunch of others. Google it. We're in for bad times. No trade means no goods means empty shells.
Oh, I know. It's only going to get worse. And I say it every day. I say it every day.
Yukon.
In the next 5 to 10 years, when these kids are running this country, I'll be glad I'm dead. I'll be glad I am dead.
This is true. You don't hear anybody from the LGBTQ, the real hardcore people, coming out saying, this person was a horrible person. It shouldn't have happened. No, they're not.
Hey, Cherie.
God, per se, the word is to be male. I guess. See, that's what I don't know. That's what nobody knows. Notice how they have to put their written letters that explain her actions. They haven't, or they have? Did they release the manifesto yet?
To my knowledge, no.
I don't think they have. Yeah. Goddess is a female version. See, but there's only one God, so there can't be a female version of God. It's just God.
Needs a wife too.
But isn't God just a title? God is not a name. God is a title. Like he is a God, or she is a God, or that thing is a God, or godlike or godly. But God itself, those three letters, is not a name. It's a person. It's a cop.
Well, supposedly Ra was a god.
He's a president. Say what?
Supposedly Ra was a god.
Ra?
Yeah. You not know who Ra is? Seriously.
Explain.
Explain. Ra is a god that flies around in a pyramid that lands on the pyramids in Egypt. That was actually their landing place, the pyramids in Egypt. That's where they actually landed the spaceship. That's how and why the pyramids were built.
You know what? I would tend to believe that. That's believable to me.
Well, you need to watch Stargate because there's a lot of truth in that movie.
Can't say the transmission word. Facebook already issued 2 warnings.
Transmission.
Transmission or transition?
Maybe transvestite. Are
Domingo.
we on Facebook? We are on Facebook. I didn't know we were on Facebook. I thought we were just on YouTube.
We'll know when we die if God is a man or woman. And if there is a God.
See, Paige knows who Ra is.
I like to see someone try to enforce what I can and can't call another human. Ditto. You're going to tell me that crap. Hey, Cherie. Mary Magdalene had seen Jesus.
Ha!
Jesus, but not God.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Didn't Mary give birth to Jesus? Of course she's seen him. It was her son.
Yeah. And she impregnated herself. It just happened.
No,
that's why they call it
the Holy Spirit did that. Come down and touch the belly. Poof, pregnant. 3 days later, baby.
That's why they call it the Immaculate Conception. It was a miracle that she got pregnant without, traditional means.
Yeah, there was no 9 months of anything. It was like 2 days later, poof, baby.
Yeah. And we don't even know if it was 9 months. It's just it goes from all you hear is that she was born of the Virgin Mary. You don't hear about the pregnancy and the 9 months and the water breaking and they can't sleep.
They left out all the gory details.
Wanting to eat chocolate all day. They don't tell you any of that stuff. All you hear was, she was born of the Virgin Mary.
They left out the gory details. Maria, it's happening here too. I think it's happening worldwide, to be honest with you.
Why is the radio playing?
I don't hear no radio.
No, it's, sometimes Siri just goes off. Apple Music started. 1979 was the first Pew Pew from California, but she was on LSD and thought the kids were attacking her. 1979 was the first female shooter. That's what you're saying? Pew Pew? You get it?
I get the pew pew part. Like stinky winky.
Mary of Magdalene is another rabbit. Did she have descendants of Jesus? Oh my God.
No, it was a one and done situation.
Right? So somebody on this planet, if this is true, if that whole story is true, like what they were discovered in the movie The Da Vinci Code, somebody is a descendant of Jesus Christ. Somebody walking this planet like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Somebody was a cousin of somebody, was a cousin of somebody, was a cousin of somebody. You go backwards, and they were a relative of Mary. Right? I don't know.
You know, I would like to believe that there's a descendant of Jesus Christ on this planet somewhere, but it's too perfect. No. It was a one and done situation.
Chuck is in the house.
That's the only kid that Mary had. And then she died an old spinster, still a virgin.
Yeah, how did she die? Did she die? Obviously she died, but...
Obviously, I mean, that was what, 2,000 years ago?
Yeah, but there was no story as to did she die or how did she die or...
My guess would be old age.
Like, they don't talk about that.
Either that or they stoned her to death because nobody believed that she was a virgin that had a baby.
Biblically says there's only one. Right. No, they have not. Why keep it a secret? Oh, the manifesto? Yeah. I don't know. That body cam footage came out in less than 24 hours, man. That was out real quick.
They wanted to show Uvalde how shit was done. This is how us good old boys in Tennessee do shit.
I mean, that could be part of it. The God of the Sun, are known as the Sun God. Okay.
Yep.
Never heard of him. Maria says, I believe we pray to one God, but every religion has a different name for God.
Yep. You got Buddha. You got Allah. Although I think they're a little out there with the whole Allah thing.
And there's a whole thing about when you, and it's not just when you die, it's when you martyr yourself, suicide, kill people in his name, then you get all the 1,000 virgins or whatever is up in what they call heaven.
That's what the Arabics believe. They
Muslims.
believe that it's a holy war, and they believe that if you martyr yourself, you will be rewarded with the billions of virgins and all the gold and everything that you could possibly ever dream of. When in all reality, you don't get squat.
I think, you know what happens? Like when you go to sleep, it's just black and you don't know nothing until you wake up in the morning, except you don't wake up.
Yeah.
And so it's just gone. It's just, there's no existence. There's nothing. And even if you are a ghost, your spirit continues. That's not really you. I believe in ghosts and spirits walking around, but it's not really you. It's like you're not there going, hey, I'm here. Can you see me? Yeah, no. That doesn't happen. Gator Hater, what up? Glad you caught us. Stargate, baby. Oh my God, what does that mean? What's a Stargate, baby?
You got to watch Stargate, baby.
That's what I thought. I just didn't know if there was something else beyond that. People have died and told they have seen Jesus, not God.
How do they know? Because nobody's seen a picture of Jesus and nobody's seen a picture of God. The pictures we have of Jesus are just pictures that people say that's what he looks like. I mean, does he really have a beard and long hair? Or is that God that has the beard and long hair? And Jesus is clean shaven and has short hair? I mean, nobody knows. God could be black. I mean, he did. I mean, Jesus could be like brown. He lived in Jerusalem where it's hot and a lot of Arabs there. Why is he white in every picture?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say was most likely he was dark.
Yeah. Or at least very tan.
My shade or even darker because he was out in the desert in the Middle East over there.
Yeah.
It's like hell. It's hot.
Why is he white in every picture? Are you telling me that he's so divine that he doesn't even get a tan? But yet he can feel the 150 lashes, the thorn crown, and be speared through the side and flow blood and water. But he can't get a tan. Something don't add up, Matilda.
Yeah, I think he was dark. It makes sense logically. I mean, you go to Africa, except for South Africa, where there's a lot of white-skinned people. See, explain that.
There's a lot of white people.
Yeah, South Africa. Explain that one. It's hotter than hell down there, but nobody's dark. You know what?
They live inside in air and AC.
Who freaking? I'm so confused. The Egyptian sun god who slaved the people of Earth in his image.
Yep.
Doug White. Hello, sir. Welcome to the program. Feel free to join in on this weird discussion.
Of whatever it is we're talking about.
Yeah, whatever it is. Man, you believe the pyramid story, but not that God exists? I'm not convinced that he doesn't exist, but I'm not convinced that he does either.
You just need a little bit more proof. Proof is in the pudding.
Some kind of evidence would be good.
And then all the religious people go, well, that's where faith comes in. Like you just have to believe.
They didn't have cameras back then. I know, right?
No, they did. It was called a hammer and a chisel and a piece of stone.
Yeah, I wonder what some of the earliest renditions of what he looked like might have looked like. I wonder if he was darker. You know?
Could you imagine trying to find the perfect shade stone?
They probably darkened or painted it with something.
They didn't have paint.
Oh, OMG, don't get me started with biblical statements. Oh, no. Let's not start a holy war here. We're just talking, all right?
Just talking.
I'm not trying to insult anybody's religious beliefs or anything like that. Lucifer and conspiracy theories impregnated Mary.
I'm going to have to disagree. I believe that it was divine conception by the Almighty.
Not from Lucifer. Not from Lucifer, huh?
Yeah.
The Garden of Eden. Now explain how the two brothers got wives. What brothers? There's brothers back then?
I thought the only people in the Garden of Eden was Adam and what's-her-nuts, Eve.
What brothers are we talking about now? See, now I'm confused, even more confused now. What brothers? Cain and Abel? That was way after the Garden of Eden.
Well, didn't somebody send their kids out to go and here's like 300 gold coins, and then one kid came back with nothing, another kid came back with nothing, and the prodigal son came back with like everything and gave it back to daddy.
The prodigal son story.
Isn't that what he's talking about?
I don't know.
Because I think one of them came back with a wife. I don't know. It's been many, many decades since I've been in church.
Mary died peacefully in France from historical records, but of course no one knows. She was in France?
How'd she get to France?
It was a France back then? France was founded in 1792. So I don't think that. Ooh.
Or BC.
I assume so. AD. It would have said BC.
And when was Jesus born?
I don't know. July 3rd? No, December 25th of what year?
Exactly.
See, nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. We can put out a different version of the Bible right now.
Because if we get an idea when JC was born and France was 1792, then we'd actually know if Mary made it that long and made it to France.
See, that doesn't sound right. Oh, she said Mary had another son from Joseph.
Oh, so she got married.
Oh, she got around.
The harlot. No, just kidding.
I love my Buddha. I was just getting ready to say I find it hard to believe that Mary only had one child. And even Mary, she's white everywhere you look. All the paintings and drawings and stuff, she's white.
Yep.
She was probably just as dark as Jesus was.
Well, okay, so, but in Africa, look at all the white people. So who's say there's not white people in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem? I'm going with Jesus was white.
Bam, that's Jerusalem.
I said Jerusalem. I said Tel Aviv first, and I said Jerusalem.
Close enough. Close enough. Hey, Ben. So Ben says, so do you guys believe in Jesus or miracles? I'll let you answer first.
I'm wishy-washy on it. I mean, do I believe in Jesus? Yeah. You know, I've been to church. You know, I've heard all the preachers. The preachers preaching different things in the Bible, and telling me their interpretation of what they read, and trying to get me to believe their interpretation of it. Okay, well, if you have 5 people read the same paragraph, you're going to get 5 different interpretations of it. I mean, that's just the way it is. People are going to interpret things in the way they were brought up and their beliefs. Do I believe in miracles?
No. Do you believe in the miracles that Jesus did?
You know, like healing the lepers, just from like a touch. I mean, it sounds a little far-fetched.
Walking on water?
That definitely sounds. It seems far-fetched, although I've seen people do it, but there was a trick to it. There was glass underneath the water, and they were walking on that. Turn fishes into loaves. I mean, why would you want to turn a fish into a loaf of bread? Beyond me, I'd rather have the fish over the loaf of bread. Water into wine. Now, there's a trick I wish I could do.
I wish I could do that one. But do you believe in like the snake that was talking, or the bush that was talking?
The burning bush,
Yeah.
and the 10 Commandments.
Remember, originally it was 15 commandments.
Well, yeah, but half of them broke because he couldn't carry the stone tablets.
Remember? The history of the world, part 1. Moses comes out with 3 tablets.
Yeah.
He's holding one here, and like 2 in one hand. And he says, I bring you 15. And then one of the tablets falls and breaks. 10 commandments. That's a funny scene from that movie.
Yeah. Do I believe in like he threw his staff down and it turned into a serpent and it ate the other 2 serpents? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because I'm watching it on TV, it's movie magic. Did it actually happen? Well, there's stories in the Bible that it did. It's just like the if you put pig's blood on your door, the mist of death will bypass you. But if you don't, it's gonna kill your firstborn or whatever. Is God really that ruthless to kill the firstborn? I find that a little hard to believe. But I mean, even to make a point, would he kill people? I don't think so.
So my answer to that, it's just like Santa Claus.
Oh, I like Santa.
When you're growing up, they tell you all this fairy tale, this story to get you sucked into the faith. That's the way I'm going about it, like right now. By right now, I mean in the recent few years. I don't know. I have too many doubts.
Well, everybody has doubts.
I know that faith is something, the belief in something that you can't see or touch or hear or experience necessarily. But I don't think I'm there yet. I think I was there a long time ago as a kid. But I'm just not there right now, And if somebody believes it, I'm not gonna goof on you because you do. I just don't know. That's what I believe. I'm more likely to believe that little green men created us and they're watching us. We're an experiment. That's something I could get behind. There's evidence of UFOs and other technologies and, anti-gravity matter. There's things out there that can make stuff like that happen. They're trying to back engineer some of these things.
I always used to say that God created us because he was bored and he needed some amusement. So he's sitting up there watching us fuck up. And he just kicked back and go, I can't believe you're that fucking stupid. How could I create somebody this dumb?
What's the big deal about having virgins? They last once and then they're not anymore.
Well, that's kind of like the same thing as a hamburger. It lasts for one meal and then it's done. I mean, you might see it again 2 days later, but not in the same form.
Mary had other children from Joseph. Jesus had brothers and sisters.
Half brothers and sisters, not the same father.
Stargaze is an amazing movie. Stargaze or
Stargate?
Gate. What is Stargate about?
It was a series for years, and then they turned it into a movie, and a drag queen plays Ra.
Ra, J. Davidson. Oh, I see.
Beautiful, too. I mean, beautiful drag queen.
Okay, he says, my dad died and came back and said he simply saw white and felt like he was a part of a whole, nothing more. Peaceful happiness. Wow. I've heard that before. They see white. They see like bright, super bright, and just calm. That's what I get. That's what I hear.
And if you're bad, what do you see?
I think you see the same thing. Egyptians 2,500 years ago had over 300 gods. The Jews pushed that it was one god who oversaw all the gods.
Oh, so Zeus being the king god or the god of gods.
Right?
And all the other little baby gods.
Mini gods.
Yeah. And then you got their children, the demigods, which is what Jesus would have been, a demigod. Born to a human, right? But of God. So he'd be a demigod.
So like the Greek gods, like Zeus and
Poseidon and Aphrodite and Medusa.
Yeah. That's all fairy tales, right? Those were not real gods, or do they believe those to be real gods?
Over in Greece, they believe it.
So Medusa is the one with the she's the
snakes
one that
in
if you
there.
look at her, you turn into stone or something.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. So that would be considered a miracle. Something extraordinary.
Well, I wouldn't consider that a miracle.
For that to happen, that's a miracle.
I'd consider that a fucking curse.
And a curse. Okay.
Oh, sweet Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Okay, let's move along here because it's time to wrap up. 72 virgins, yes. Melanate?
Don't know.
What's melanate? I'm going to look it up.
Don't know.
Oh, skin pigment. Or something like that. Whoa, very behind in comments here. Maybe he got the Sammy Sosa disease. That's funny. You see Sammy Sosa? He was dark. You could say he was black, African American.
No.
And he turned white. He turned white like you.
Oh, well, so did Michael Jackson. But he bleached himself.
Yeah. I believe Jesus was dark skinned. You know, they have a cream you can put on your butthole.
Anus.
To brighten it so it's not so dark.
Yeah, it's a thing. Bleaching your anus. It's a thing.
I wonder if that's what Michael Jackson used all over his face.
It's possible.
Butthole cream on his face. Really, you don't believe in God? I don't know. I don't know. I truly hope that we do meet up with our loved ones. That I do hope.
Absolutely. I can get behind that.
My question regarding the Bible is why were all biblical stories written in 376 BC and in the 14th century? They removed 40 books. See?
Censorship.
Freaking liberals were at it back then, too.
Well, they had Democrats back then.
Manny and Bam, I have had surgery 3 times, and they had to revive me all those times. But I came back, so I do believe in Jesus and God. But, okay, and I get that. I understand it. I understand. And you know, Bill Maher talks about this in his movie, Religulous. It's called Religulous or Religulous. That faith is something that people that don't have a lot, or when you're in a predicament, the dude in prison, the guy in the hospital about to go into surgery, you need faith, right? And I get that. But rich people and millionaires, you think they pray all day for this or that? I don't know. I don't know. You know, medicine brought you back. Doctors knowing what to do. It happens a lot when they put people out completely. General anesthesia. That happens a lot. That's why they have to intubate you before. And that's why you have to go to a recovery room to make sure they can bring you back. And I'm glad you're back anyway, Ben. Cain and Abel. That's the only 2 brothers I can think of. There wasn't else. Man, I'm real behind here.
Yeah.
The only history buff. No, I like history. I don't claim to know all the details of all of it.
You know Me either. I just have a lot of opinions about a lot of stuff.
Nah, that's cool, Janine. The French region area for Mary, there is a church that has records that she died and is buried under the church.
I think I remember hearing something about that.
Jesus was not born in 1225. It's not even his real name because the church changed it 400 years ago.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't. Yeah, his birthday's like April or May or something.
Algeria is white people? Is it really?
I don't know.
Are they called Algerians? Oh, yeah, they are white. Look at that. I don't think I knew that. You open a can of worms.
Why are you racist all of a sudden about white people?
The Bible was created by by the Romans and served as law to control their people. Oh boy. See, is that true? Is that right? Anybody believe that? Yeah, because I know the Romans, were not always nice people, right?
Yeah, well, if the Romans were the Democrats,
Yeah.
and they wanted to arrest Jesus. Oh, okay. we could make this about Trump too. So the Democrats want to arrest Jesus just because he's a person, and
no, he's not.
him.
He's not comparing Jesus to Trump. He's not comparing Jesus to Trump. I promise.
And prosecute him for being a Republican. Same thing. But no, the Romans were Democrats, and they didn't like Jesus from the get-go.
Ben says, according to the Bible, Adam's first wife was Lilith, both created from earth and God's breath. They were the first people, but she left him. So God extracted a rib from Adam and crafted a helpmate.
Hey, God, take a rib from me and get me a maid. I need a maid. I'm tired of being the kitchen bitch.
I guess once it happens to you, you believe. What other answer is there? There's a lot of things. But, I mean, if faith and this religion thing and God and Jesus, and if that's what keeps you going, and that's what helps you get by, I'm not nobody to tell you not to do that. That's to each his own. Lamb's blood. I do believe in miracles. Speaking of the Ten Commandments, did you see the Texas House passed a bill to have the Ten Commandments displayed in every classroom of public schools?
No. That's going to go over like a fart in church.
Yeah, that's not going to go over very well at all. In the conspiracy world, it's not wine. It's actually blood from a child. They drank a lot of stuff been hid from us. A lot of stuff been hidden from us. Blood from a child, huh?
Yeah, but if you go to like mass, they give you grape juice. So I mean, it really sucks because they make you think they're going to get you drunk first, then they give you a little thimble, and then you find out it's fucking grape juice.
I hope it's Welch's. I wasn't comparing God to Santa. I just mean it's a story. It's like a fairy tale.
You watch who is Seafred? Watch The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's
what?
There's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Okay.
There's a scene in there where they are being chased, and Santa is chasing them. And when you actually see Santa, he looks like a god. But then again, for somebody that lives or has lived for several hundred years, is a god. But they actually made this character in this movie look like a god. All beefy and bulked out and not fat like America made him look.
So like a god, but we don't know what God looks like. So God could be a ham sandwich sitting over there, right? I mean, for all we know.
He looks like a god. I've seen plenty of gods. I've seen Zeus. I've seen Poseidon. I've seen what's his nuts? The god of war. What the fuck's his name? Can't think of his name. Who's the god of war?
Kratos.
God of war. God, all these names. I don't know. I'm getting video games. I look up God of War. Who was? Okay, Google.
My nephew says it's Kratos, but that's not the right name.
Ares.
Ares. That's the name I was thinking of. Who is actually Zeus's brother.
Breaking news. Fugitive aide to GOP governor nabbed after 3-week manhunt. Okay. So Aries. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
I heard
if you see these people, you know what a god looks like. Arnold Schwarzenegger looked like a god in Terminator.
Manny, the third one. The 3C third one. We've been lied to about it and a lot of other stuff. Yeah, I just don't know. That's where I'm at. I don't know. Why is it that wrong? Why is that wrong? We need that in school. Never had shootings when we prayed in school.
And then we take religion out of schools, and look what happens.
Because the radicals and people that got nothing to do with schools
and the
trying to keep God away from religion, from
demented
away from all
individuals, the demented individuals that are all right up here.
Let's see, true bam. That's the way to put it. Yes, the 3 one that I had, it took 3 months before they could find out what was wrong. Until for some reason, it was a doctor from Houston was there and told them to run this test. And bam, he knew what was wrong. Explained that one. Why would a doctor from Houston be there in the emergency room? It's a miracle. They don't do emergency. Something like that, I believe that 2 people can meet for a certain reason at a certain time for some reason. Some people will be at a certain spot at just the right time.
Divine intervention.
Call it what you want. But that I believe in.
Meeting of chance.
Do I believe it's a miracle? I don't know if I would go that far to call it a miracle. Maybe it is called a miracle.
2 ships passing in the night. Ow.
Well, I'm glad they found out what was wrong. She don't like wine. I want to know who started this. Santa is cost a fortune. Oh, probably Hallmark. Bastard.
Probably Hallmark. Maria, I'll tell you, for years, probably past 10 years, I told people, I said, I don't do Christmas. I can't afford it anymore. So it's like, Santa, don't get me anything. And, get me fruitcake if you want to get me something. I love fruitcake. Who's blowing my phone up?
Santa is pedo. World come sit on my lap, come down to my chimney. Oh man. See, I didn't think about it that way. You think Santa was a little creeper?
Well, I think all the Santas that they hired to play the malls and things like that, yeah. The real Santa, no. I think he just loved children and loved making toys.
A good movie is 2014 Exodus, Gods and Kings, and the 300. The 300 movies are really good.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. With what's her name that plays the queen? What's her name? Meow.
Eartha Kitt.
Lena Headey. Good movie. It's not only on schools. God is taken out of our homes too. People are so consumed with themselves and their own gratifications.
Well, and you're not wrong there, friend, because when COVID came, the Democrats said you can't go to church, you have to stay in your house, you can't go and worship, you can't do anything because you'll die. So, the dictators, as I call them, Democrats, dictators, same thing. The dictators love to tell you what you can and what you can't do. And this was their way of controlling you for several years. What was it, 2.5 years, I think? Or 2.25 years, something like that. So the dictators had their way for 2.25 years, and now it's about time we shove it in their ass and tell them what we think of them and their dictatorships.
Yeah, whether I believe in that or not, in religion or God or whatever.
That wasn't right.
I think it's wrong that something out there is trying to remove it all from what people believe.
Yeah.
Trying to erase it and trying to confuse people.
Yeah, sending tow trucks to take all your cars if you're in a church. We're gonna steal your cars, or we're gonna break in and we're gonna arrest every single one of you. Lori Lightfoot.
That was Lori Lightfoot during COVID.
Yeah.
She thought she was towing cars to all the people that went to church that Sunday against the rules of the city of don't go to church.
Yeah.
She thought she was towing all their cars. She towed all the cars to people that live on that street. She took all their cars and she was a moron. She was a moron. A moron. I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah, well, she did not get reelected, which I knew she wouldn't.
Did Santa come from America?
Oh, you know, sometimes I swear to God, if I ever see her on the street, I want to walk up and go, "Are you happy now, bitch? Are you awake yet, bitch?"
You wonder why kids scream not to sit on Satan's lap. Trust your kids' vibes. That I believe. Trust what your kids. If they got a bad vibe on somebody, it's okay. Oh, they lost. Man, they're doing so good. Sick people sexualizing everything. Yes.
Do we really care? No.
Yes.
No, we don't.
All right. We got a raffle coming up. It's going to be tonight.
We do.
It's going to be tonight.
Oh, it is. What are we raffling?
We're going to raffle an Apple TV device with a few months of Netflix with it for free.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Apple TV coming soon. We'll do that tonight. We're going to do a bunch of these, actually.
Oh, did you buy them in bulk?
No, I mean a bunch of things to raffle off, not a bunch of Apple TV units.
Oh. So buttons.
I heard a podcast of a reliable person who was at the Vatican reported there was a group of people inside the Vatican that are trying to ruin the church from within. Ben, probably 10 o'clock-ish, 10:30, something like that.
Robbie in bed.
Great chat. Thanks, Manny and Bam. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It was very interesting.
Yes. So, you want to hear the riddle of the day?
You got a chance to buy tickets for the Apple TV that comes with Netflix. Yes. Marie Dillon, do you believe Santa? You believe Santa good? More power to you, people. I don't know. I mean, obviously Santa's Any kids around? Santa's not real. Okay, there, I said it. Right. Okay, you got a riddle?
You ready for the riddle of the day?
Go ahead. Bam's riddle.
Okay. It goes in hard. Comes out soft. It can be blowing. What is it?
I knew this before. Now I can't remember what it was. Goes in hard, comes out soft, can be blown.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Bubblegum. You pervert, I know what you were thinking.
I was thinking glass, but...
I knew you were thinking something else.
Kelly got it. Did you see Elon is in big trouble because of Doggy Coin? It's like a $287 billion suit that he created, a pyramid scheme. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, it could be true, but I don't know.
Could be.
Santa ain't realty gum. Yeah, okay. All right, Bam, that's all I got for tonight, buddy.
I got another one.
Glad you can make it. Okay, let's hear the other one.
All right. If 11 plus 2 is 1, what is 9 plus 5?
Man. I don't even got a pen right here.
If 11 plus 2 is 1, What is 9 plus 5?
Obviously, it's not 14.
You're correct. It's not 14.
All right, spit it out.
2. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of.
But if you think about it, 11 and 2 is 13 for 1 o'clock. 9 and 5 is 14 for 2 o'clock.
Are you making these things up yourself?
No.
You're getting them somewhere?
Yep.
Yeah. Keep looking for a better source. You used to have some good ones. Not, your quality of your riddles are,
Well, there's some with that are quite wordy that I can't remember all those words. So I picked the ones that I can remember. Rooster lays a brown egg and a white egg. What kind of chickens are we going to get?
A brown egg and a white egg?
Yep.
A scrambled egg? I don't know.
Roosters don't lay eggs.
I should have known that.
Yeah, you should have. You had that chicken woman on here.
Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Bam, nice to have you back.
Oh, it's good to be back. I missed everybody.
Except for your riddles. We'll work on some better ones.
They love my riddles. They love me. They love my riddles.
And we got the raffle at 10:30, everybody. 10:30 will be the raffle. And thanks for joining us tonight. I'll be back at 10:30. Bam won't. He'll be dreaming.
I'll be in La La Land. And I'm not talking Hollywood, California.
Shane, what up? Come back at 10:30, buddy. Oh, Bam broke the microphone.
I did.
Oh, there you go. All right, everyone, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. If you're going to participate in the raffle later, see you at 10:30. Later, Bam.
Hasta luego.